Hello everyone, and welcome to today's quick tip. I'm Chris and I'm here with Mike, and welcome to the second video in our DTF printing series, where we're going to show you a little bit more detail about all of the important features for DTF. So what's important for effective DTF printing? Well, first and foremost, you have the basic workflow features. You need to make sure that you can size your print quickly and efficiently. You need to arrange it on the media with a minimal amount of waste, and of course, white ink. So we're going to show you a number of the different white ink features, and then we'll get into some additional features that help you see how that product is going to look on the finished garment. So, Mike, let's walk everyone through the different options in a little bit more detail to kind of demonstrate the workflow and the color side in one streamlined package.
No problem. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, I'm excited to show you all this because it's very simple and quick for everybody. First thing I'm going to do is just import a file, and you'll see that any file that I import scales to a size that I have predetermined. It's either 18 by 26 is the size that it scales it into. Now, that's for my one workflow, right? So if you have a different size that you need, you can make a preset that will automatically scale things to whatever size you need it to be. For instance, this one is 10 by 18. So if I import these same files, you'll see that it scales them according to my predetermined sizes. So all of those prints then would fit on your material. And you can make as many custom presets as you want, and you can actually have them organized in whatever way you want as well. And they're just all right there for you. You just choose the one you want. And when you import your file, it scales it to that size. So that's for presets. And let's say you have 40 files. I have one over here. I'll show you. So let's say you're trying to print this, right? If you printed this, you'd have a lot of wasted material. I think right now it's 130 inches, just about. So if I select everything, we have nesting. So if we go down to nesting, there's a bunch of options here for you. I'm going to use minimum waste allow rotation, which allows the images to rotate. And you can see there, this I believe now is only about 100 inches. So it saves you 30 inches of material just by using the nesting tool. Once all of your jobs are nested, you want to make sure your white layers are going to be generated correctly and how you want them to. We have multiple ways of doing that. In the print environment settings, in the printing ink assignment, you have your white channel here. You can click the edit button, and there's options on the bottom here for generating white. So you can generate it behind pixels in your artwork, and that's an option right here. And you can also limit your density to whatever density you want your white layer to be. And you can also add a choke if you want a choke or a shrink of however many pixels you want to shrink the white so that you don't see it peeking out from behind your design. So that's all available here. I'm going to hit cancel. It's also available in our extra channels, though. I'll show you that right now. With an image selected on the right side, if you click extra channels, you can use all of these options to generate white as well. So for instance, the gray preview on the bottom is actually the white layer that's going to be generated. I have some presets created for different densities. So for instance, this one's 50% density, but if I switch to 100% density, you'll see the black layer is much darker. So if you need a more dense white layer for a certain application, you can just create a preset and use that preset for it.
This is great. Okay, so to interject quickly, if you're not familiar with Ergosoft, the print environment in Ergosoft is this configuration that determines all of your color settings. So, for example, your linearization and your profile, your pass count, and your resolution, all of those color impacting settings are made in the print environment. And you can have multiple different print environments for the same printer. So it becomes very quick and easy to toggle between different color impacting settings. The main difference is with the white ink being auto-generated in the print environment, it will be done in the same way every time you use that print environment. Same white layer density, same choke, same pixel generation for white. Whereas with the extra channel setting, you now have the ability to change your white layer settings with the same print environment. So there's two different ways to get to the same end goal. And Mike, thank you for showing the different white layer densities within extra channels, because if you're using Ergosoft for the first time and you're trying to determine the optimal white layer density for your process, you can very quickly run some tests with those different density settings and really easily determine the optimal one for you. And having that preset there or the preview in that window allows you to kind of visualize the difference and verify visually that there is in fact a change forthcoming with that setting change. So super helpful, Mike. Thanks.
Yeah, one thing that I'll add to that is that extra channels allows you to set your white layers per image. And the environment, if you do the white generation with the environment, it's per job. So if you need this one right here, this top shoes to be 100%, you can. And then this one is only 50%. But if you do it through the environment, it's all the same.
That's great.
But either option is available for you. So.
Okay, now let's say that we wanted to visualize what the transfer is going to look like on the garment.
Sure, we have presets for that. They're called job presets up here. And I created a couple that I'll show you right now. And they're for the background generation. So if we hit transparent, and then we have to open up a new job for the preset to take effect. Now you can see the background is transparent. So if I import those same images here, you can see it's going to show you the transparency of the image. I can also show you real quick the black one, which is basically the same except it's black. Yeah, just like that. So that allows you to visualize whatever kind of media or material that you're putting the print onto.
Awesome. And obviously with DTF, a lot of PNG files, a lot of transparencies. So having the transparent view is excellent. And then also as a quick add-on to what Mike showed, we have the preset for the media background color simulation, but you can also enter any color from the color picker. So if you have, let's say, a baby blue shirt and you really want to see if that file is going to look okay on that shirt color, very quickly and easily pull it up, take a look at the image on that color, and you'll have a really pretty accurate visual of what everything is going to look like. So at this point, you can begin to see the total workflow. We have the ability to arrange the files on the media very quickly, make it efficient, minimize waste, automatic white layer, several different options, and then visualizing both the white layer generation and the finished product through Ergosoft. You have a very powerful tool at your disposal to do what you need to do with DTF in almost any way. One thing we didn't touch on yet, Mike, spot colors. You know, with DTF being used more commonly in sportswear, for example. Important to touch on that.
Definitely. We have a library right here. You can import libraries into our named color library or create custom colors. You can name them whatever you want, and you can use whatever values you want to create the colors. And once this library is created, any named color that comes in with your artwork will be automatically replaced with your settings from your library. So if you have a red, like Ergosoft red, that always needs to be a certain color, but it comes in as different colors, you can have this automatically replace it.
Excellent. And then, of course, also, when you're using a spot color workflow, it's important to maintain the calibration on your machine. And we do, by the way, have an integrated linearization tool that will allow you to restore the printer to its calibration. And so then finally, the last part in the process is getting everything cut. So how does that look in Ergosoft, Mike?
Sure. Let me show you on this bigger job. We have cutting set up already. That's right here. It's called a cut environment, similar to a print environment, has a bunch of settings in there for your cutter, but this is already set up for us, and cutting right here is turned on. And when this prints, it's going to have dots around your job that your cutter can read, and it's going to cut according to your cut path, which right now, if I zoom in a little bit, it's being generated here on the right side here. All those red lines are cut paths. So it's going to cut out those lines, and then you're going to have all of your separate images.
Excellent. So this is an automatically generated cut path around the bounding box of the artwork so that you can process files that you're getting in from any source, whether you're making them internally or taking images in from your customers. Once you have everything loaded and nested, Ergosoft will automatically apply the cut line to the outside of the image, and you're off to the races. It is important to note quickly that we do have a variety of different ways to create cut lines and options for cutting. We also have a video series on cutting as well that you can take a look at if you have any other questions. Well, I think that does it for this video. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching, and please contact us if you have any questions.